Hi, hola, my loves. Happy day, beautiful people. I am so excited today for my first recording of the Power Podcast. Many of you who are excited about me doing a podcast again have only heard my voice before. And so, with the world and technology, now I can bring someone on and you can see their face. And I am so excited today to be bringing on my beautiful soul sister whose face, whose smile, whose energy, you can feel it through this video. You can feel like I can feel her energy, and it's kind of she was like born for energy. Like energy just comes out of her. And before I even go too far, I just tell you, I've mentioned before how I don't like those memes and sayings about no new friends, or how people saying how you don't want to meet anybody on the internet. I'm a living witness. Olivia, my beautiful soul sister, is a part of that. How you can meet someone online and 3 years later, you have so many comparisons. It's like you came from the same womb, and it's just two different worlds that can come together and be together and create such a beautiful friendship. So if you're like me, don't listen to the hype. Yes, be okay, have discernment, because some people are crazy out there. But it's good to meet new people, and it's good to be open, and it's good to be who you are so that you can meet beautiful people like I did with Miss Olivia Hardt Griffith, the beautiful wife, shaman. You see her little thing in the back. She's so professional. You have to catch her podcast. The Doctor the Shaman is amazing. It's hilarious. Her and her husband, they are great. So Olivia, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. I couldn't be happier to be here with you today and to be connected with you. And you're so right. And at this time, virtual connection is huge. I mean, the way that we met, I just knew when I saw your face that you were my sister. And ever since we've connected so much and in so many ways, and I'm just so thankful for our friendship and for the opportunity to help you spread the love today.
Thank you. I am so excited. So today we're in the middle of a pandemic. Today we're actually we got dressed up, we got cute to go nowhere. But it's all for a greater purpose, because I feel like now is the perfect time for me. I know you already started your podcast. You've been doing this for a while. But I feel like now is the time to be intentional and be serious, so that I can create like this, what do you call it, where you just time capsule of how we were handling ourselves, how we were making it through, to look back on, to, in the most craziest time in the world, to look and say, oh, on this day, we were talking about this, we were vibing. Olivia and I had a conversation that the world got to see. So I just think like right now is the perfect timing to bring this conversation about, so that others who are maybe like, I don't want to talk, I don't have the words to say, they can see someone else's encouragement and be encouraged by that. So with that, a lot of people are stressed out. So I want to know, how are you handling your stress, Olivia?
Well, one thing that people don't really think about is they feel stress and they feel anxiety, and maybe they have a lot to be grateful for and things are pretty good. They have food on their table, they have a warm bed at night, and they have their family and loved ones happy and healthy around them. But they're still tapping into tremendous amounts of stress and anxiety. And that comes from the fact that we're all one. We're all united. We're all a piece of God, and we're all connected in that way. And so we actually unconsciously all the time are tapped into the global consciousness. And so
Mhm.
even if things are, not as stressful for us as they are for other people in different parts of the world, we're tapping into the feelings and the stress of other people. So one thing that I know is the best thing that we can do as, healers of the world, as people who want to help and spread love, is to step into a place of peace. Because when we
Mhm.
stand as that strong column of peace, we can bring that to other people. Other people start to tap into that the same way that we're tapping into stress and anxiety. It's not our job to suffer. So
Amen.
one great practice that you can do if you feel yourself just have this wave of anxiety come over is to say that I am unwilling to feel the physical or emotional disharmony of other people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Say that again one more time. Say that again.
So I'm unwilling to feel the physical disharmony or emotional disharmony of other people.
Wow.
So what we do when we say that is we disconnect from that suffering of others, and we start to cultivate a sense of peace within ourselves.
Mhm.
And that is the biggest gift that we can bring to the world right now. We can
Yes.
help others in the way that we can help them, but what we can truly do is stand as that peace that God gives us inside.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
That was amazing, and you answered. So you're gonna have to have another one, because a part of how do you cultivate your power is affirmation. And so you've given us that one powerful affirmation. And so I'm listening. I'm gonna want another one. And you are very good with affirmations. You've taught me some things and allowed me to tap into the power of my thoughts and my words. I thought I was already doing so much, but you've given me so much addition to my own practices that has been so beautiful and such a big blessing to me. So that was powerful. And then I'm going to ask you for another one, which we're getting ready to go down the list. I want to know, like, how do you cultivate your power? And for me, when God gave me power moves, it was something that was bigger than, just power. One of my favorite scriptures is, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of a power, sound mind, and love. And so when I think of that, I'm like, okay, so you're giving me power. And so, and it's for me, it's in my term, power, not just power, but breaking it down. And for me, what I saw was persistence. And for me, I've been through so many tragedies and so many different things that would have taken me out. But having persistence to say that I was created for so much more, I get to walk in my power using that. Being optimistic, like right now, my optimism, it's so high because it has to be because of what's going on in the world. I've seen people, sometimes I want to throw my phone or throw my laptop away when I see people post things like, bring me back to 2019. No, I don't want to go back anywhere. Like, it's onward. Like, no, I don't want to be here, but I doggone sure don't want to go backwards. Like, that's not somewhere that I want to go. And so we have to be optimistic. And then just being a warrior, you have to be so strong to even handle this life. You have to be a warrior. And I know, being a shaman, all about being a warrior. And for me, I've been doing so much research and trying to see more of, like, how do I tap into that warrior that's inside of me even more. And then the final one is affirmation. And so when you're affirmed, you're sure you know who you are and you speak life. And so you gave us one. And so I want you to bring us back in and give us, how do you cultivate your power, and then end it with your affirmation that you say daily to kind of like boost you to keep you moving forward in your power.
So, God gives us all superpowers. We all are born gifted, and we bring those into this life as our way of healing and
Mm-hmm.
helping the world heal. We came here to serve. And
Yes.
so, when we tap into those superpowers, we tap into the powers that God gave us for that reason. And right now, more than ever, we need to be stepping into our purpose.
Yes.
So identifying, like, exactly, like, you have this unbelievable level of optimism, and identifying what each person's superpowers are. Like, if you were to stop and ask, what are my greatest strengths to be able to serve people and serve the world right now? And
Mm-hmm.
then really looking at those things and beginning to cultivate exactly what that is. Like, for me, my superpowers are gratitude and communication. So
Mm-hmm.
the other day, I'm sitting there and I was listening to this playlist on Amazon. It was like R&B classic brunch. And I'm listening to these songs, and I just started to develop this overwhelming sense of gratitude for that moment. And
Mm-hmm.
just realizing how blessed that we are to take each breath, and how blessed we are to be
Mm-hmm.
healthy, and how blessed we are to have food, and how blessed we are to have sunshine and everything that God has given us. And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, if I start like, and this goes back to the stress thing as well, but if you start to get out of alignment and you start to feel not good or like your power is down, go to that place of gratitude and start to list off the things that you are thankful for. Because when you are living from a place of gratitude, you
Mhm.
can't be stressed. You can't be
Yes.
negative. You are eternally grateful for everything, and
Mhm.
you will be until it's the last thing that you have. You will be thankful for that thing, that last
Amen.
breath. So um, for me, like cultivating gratitude, and maybe that's for the listeners, maybe that will help them, or maybe there's other things that they know are superpowers for them that they can really step into at this time. This is the time to step in. We're being given
Exactly.
this big break from the hamster
Exactly.
wheel. So now
Exactly.
look inside. What have you been given to help serve the world? And
So many
look,
people have been, not to cut you off, I just want to say that so many people not even realizing that they are learning their superpowers right now. Like some people who were sewing at home all these years are now sewing face masks for other people and didn't realize that service was their superpowers. Like how being a server really puts you into something bigger than what you are. Because I feel like for me, it's the only thing, because like I was telling you before the interview, that I feel like I'm an introvert and an extrovert, how I can be okay with being inside. But if I was just sitting in here and not like even doing this is service for me. If I'm not doing anything, that's when depression will come in. That's when I feel like I'm having cabin fever, like I'm not doing anything because my powers aren't activated and I'm not serving. So that's amazing that you brought that up, finding out what your superpower is. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
yeah, so tap into that, start to ask yourself, and maybe you're not too sure, but just even praying about it and asking for answers of what your superpower is and how you can serve. And like this right here, like this is communication. Like this is both, we both share the superpower, and we want to bring our message to the world of how people can feel better and heal. So I really encourage people to take a look at that. And, as far as a specific affirmation for power, just, really just saying what you're grateful for more than
Yeah.
anything is my affirmation of power, is to just start to
Hmm.
think about all of those things. And, for a long time, when I lay down in bed at night, I start to go over those things in my head and as I pray, and I start to
Hmm.
say, God, thank you for this. Thank you for this. And I start to just list those things off. And what I've noticed, and is in this time of high stress, is that I've become thankful for things that I never even thought about before.
Wow.
Yeah, so like these little things that you just don't think about, and it's brought my awareness to so many things that I took for granted.
Yes.
So we have an
Wow.
amazing opportunity right now to
Exactly.
tap in.
Wow. Tap in. That is, listen, we are blessed to be in to tap in. Isn't that something? Like, wow. And for some people who don't want to get busy and who are figuring out, like, tapping in doesn't mean that you have to be busy. It
Right.
doesn't mean that you have to be sitting in a house. Oh, I got to start hammering. I got to start doing a project. No, just really being intentional about your thoughts, about your purpose, and about who you are. That's what is now is the time to really get the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you have this stillness, and maybe someone's superpower is prayer.
Mhm.
Um, Whatever their specific superpower is, just looking at that and taking that time in that moment, and you don't have to keep yourself super busy. Sometimes it's important to ground and to really focus on that in a time like
Mhm.
this to help,
Mhm.
stay happy and healthy. And I just think that there's so much potential for this moment. And the other big thing that I've been working on, and that I'd like to ask everybody to work on, because I think this is a really beautiful opportunity, is what seeds do you want to plant for the world? What
Yes.
changes do you want to see when we come out of this? Like for
Yes.
me, I see a world of love and connection, and where there's no separation by the color of our skin, there's no separation by our cultural differences, there's no separation by what country we live in, by
Yes.
anything other than the fact that we are all human beings, we are all God's children, and to
Yes.
look at it in that way. And
Yes.
what seeds do you want to plant? Like, what do you want to see
Exactly.
after this?
And for me, what you just said was so powerful because I think that we've been knew that, like when you think about death, we been knew that everybody has to face that. But it felt like to me it never was like in front of your face as this evil virus is right now. And if anything, this evilness has brought on so many cultures together. And if we can, that would be a beautiful seed to see continue to blossom after we're done with this. Because right now it doesn't, the color, if I need your help, I need your help right now. If you can save my life, you can save my life right now. It's not about colors or cultures or status. It's really about, we need each other right now. So for me, I think that would be the most beautiful seed to see blossom, with this just nations joining together in
Yeah.
love, as you said. That would be such a beautiful thing, because this has shown that we're all equal. We're
Yes.
all equal.
Yes. And, you and I have always connected with that. I know that.
Hmm.
I've never seen somebody by the color of their skin. I see what's underneath that.
Yes.
And I think you and I can relate in that way. But, there's so many things that have torn people apart with political
Hmm.
affiliations and things. And I just want to see us come together and just love people.
Exactly.
Just love.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
all.
And I'm not to cry. I'm not to cry, but you know that I told you, coming from such a biblical background, such, strong, and for me, the Jesus lover, and you have that in you too. But to be able to come and learn different practices, and you know what I'm saying, and really understand, and people don't understand because of the way we've been taught. We lose out on so much information. We lose out on so much growth from,
Yes.
from being able to come together, and just, it's just been a beautiful thing. Like, if anybody listen, if you are not following Olivia, please, the doctor and the shaman, like, it's so beautiful. They, and it's, even your marriage, it's so, it's here. It's like, you have science with, what is it, with the earth. Like, you're putting together your marriage is two different, things. Even when your background, coming from where you come from, and then coming to where you are now, it's,
Mhm.
life is about that. That is really another thing too. I feel like life is about seeds and growing and blossoming. And each season, you may not be the same garden you was last season, and truly embracing that. And I pray that more people would embrace that. And so my thing too, before we go, I try to tell people about it, but I want it in your words, because you are a meditation extraordinaire, connoisseur, and you do it so amazingly well. But so many people don't really understand it, or don't understand how it's personal. They see group meditation, they get nervous, they get freaked out. They don't, oh, I'm worshiping somebody else. Can you explain before, because I think right now that'll be very beneficial for people, meditation, even how meditating with the different stones and the Tekken rods. Like, can you explain that a little bit to people, how that can be such a blessing to them during this time, especially creating a space inside their home to be able to do that?
Absolutely. So, meditation really helps you find peace of mind. And to me, what meditation truly is it's a deeper form of prayer. Like, you go into just this pure stillness and this pure peace, and it has nothing to do with any kind of, worshiping of anybody else. You are there with God. And
Mhm.
during that time, you start to go through, either breathing practices or guided meditation, and it can take you on a journey to deepen your connection with God. And it can help you really cultivate inner peace. And
Mhm.
I think there's a million techniques out there, and not each one is the right for one person versus the other. Like, I think try a few things that might work for you. Guided meditation is really great for people starting out. It helps them to kind of get into like the visualization aspect of it. But
Mhm.
it's really just time to feel that oneness with God, in my
Amen.
opinion. So
Amen. And it's so needed, guys. I'm telling you, the other night I had me a meditation session in the tub with some salt and baking soda, and I feel like I came out a whole new person. It's truly amazing. And again, it takes you and you get closer. You get closer because you really get to feel a presence that is unexplainable. So, Olivia, this was amazing. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart. How you were one of the ones who was just like, yes, sign me up. Where do I go? And for me, I had it written down to start all of this in June. So I didn't have any professional, thanks to Daniel. He gave me a microphone that I did not use yet. I'm just using my earbuds. He was, doing all these things to try to help me make it as professional as possible. But again, that meditation the other day was confirmation. Go now. It's needed now. And so I just thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule. We all got places to go and things to do. But seriously, being inside, you come up with so much stuff and you find yourself so busy that you're forgetting to do other stuff because you really are busy. That's for me. I know that's what happens because I set my alarm to send everybody their reminders on yesterday at 8 a.m. 8 p.m., the alarm goes off. But I was so busy doing other things, I didn't even realize that the alarm never went off. So this time it has truly, 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 it has its days where you get so busy being inside. So before we go, is there anything that you want to give a little bit of hope, a little bit of inspiration, something for others to walk in their power and be who they're called to be?
Well, I just think that right now, if you are, wanting to deepen your spiritual practice, if you're wanting to deepen your relationship and you're wanting to develop your superpowers, create a daily ritual. If it's writing, that's your superpower. If it's speaking, that's your superpower. Whatever that is, create a daily ritual that you can do each day, even if it's writing for 10 minutes a day and sharing that message with the world, or whatever it is, doing 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of writing, 10 minutes of exercise. Make sure that you're moving your body and that you're staying healthy inside. This is a great time to get in shape, right?
Yes, it
We're
is.
home. We have the time. You know,
Exactly.
there's body weight exercises online. If you don't have any, actual exercise equipment, there's so many things that you can do to maintain spiritual, physical, and emotional well-being. And I really
Exactly.
think daily ritual is a great way to just start to cultivate that. Start slow.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Olivia. I am so appreciative of you. You are the light. You are the beautiful being. You are my beautiful soul sister. And I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to share you with my world because there's so many people that's already blessed by you. So I just thank you and I look forward to chatting again.
Thank you so much, Jada. I'm sending you so much love.
Thank you. Bye bye, everyone.